We all make choices. But in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely.
Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever podcasts are found. And leave a positive review, won't you kindly?
So last night, the National Weather Service is issuing a potential hurricane. Is it warning? I guess the early stage, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it.
Okay, so that a hurricane is developing and it's heading towards Hawaii with the volcano going on that's still active and has also, according to the news, expanded further inland.
This sounds like a sci-fi movie, Lavanado.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it.
Oh, what was... No, wait, they had one. The Lavalantula with Steve Guttenberg.
There you go.
Lavalantula? Or they like...
No,
were they like tarantula lava monsters?
Yes, a volcano.
Oh, wow.
It aired after one of the Sharknado movies.
Wait a minute.
It was another one of those dumb movies where it was some kind of volcano.
Huge dumb movie. It was a great movie.
Sharknado is a great movie. Lavalantula, not so much. A volcano opened up or ripped in the earth, and these volcanic spiders started coming out and destroying cities.
Can we talk about how your justification was like, yeah, Lavalantula was Steve Guttenberg? You guys haven't heard of it?
I thought at first you said Lavalampula, and I thought it was lava lamps with legs.
They look like a spaceship. They landed and then took over the world.
Yeah, but then stoners kidnapped them and gave them nice homes, and now they just sit there and bubble up.
They sit there waiting.
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
What up, my Nagel? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high-scoring centipede. Talking Gittles new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking summer ale, blueberry pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my Nagel? Deadpool 2 features Cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitching and complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello, welcome to another edition of It's Erik Nagel, That Is Me. Over in the Upside Down is Matt O.G.
What up?
And the other Upside Down is Gittles.
Hey.
Unfortunately, Trevor.
I don't know why I said that.
Hi.
Why is it unfortunate?
I don't know. We said it a couple of weeks ago, and it was funny, so I thought I'd carry it over. All the Trevins are demanding it.
Oh, yeah, the Trevins army.
They are. The Trevins fan base is growing by leaps and bounds. But anyway, welcome to the program. If you want to give us a call, the number is 651-764-8437. That's 651-SMITHERS. And you can be a part of the show.
I've been just writing it in bathroom stalls. It's like, for a good time, call 651-SMITHERS.
I posted it just the phone number, and everybody thought I was leaking Opie's phone number in retaliation.
Which would have been amazing.
Well, no, I said I've been posting it behind the bathroom stalls, not reaching over and taking pictures of it.
Gotcha. Oh, lots going on, lots to get to on today's program. But as always, we'll go around the room. Trevor, anything new with you? What's going on?
So I saw CKY last week after.
Oh, that's right.
Show.
Yes.
That was very. It was actually pretty interesting. There was 4 bands. I missed the first 2 because I was at a different bar. But the band right before them, that co-headlined Slaves, they were really awesome. Sound was great. And then whoever came in and switched all the settings for CKY needs to be shot in the foot because the sound,
probably their sound guy.
It was terrible. But the dudes were actually really cool. They played like 3 songs, and some people were into it. And he's like, "All right, well, now here's one of the songs you actually probably know us for." And they played what was the one? I can't remember that you guys.
96 Quite Bitter Beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did that one.
96 Red Lift Balloons.
Yes.
96 Red Balloons.
That was worth
Let's
it.
remix it.
And then they came out afterwards, like in the parking lot, and they were really cool and chill, and that was awesome. Then I also randomly got tickets to go see Bush, Stone Temple Pilots, and The Cult. And Eric is completely right. I felt old, like just being there. Like I'm waiting to see people jumping around on the lawn and in the pit.
But the weird thing is, those are older bands.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are older bands.
So it should be an older crowd.
It doesn't. It's a rock and roll show, man. There still should be people moving.
Dude.
But there was people there. I'm 29. I thought there was people like 50 there,
Younger people
like
don't
hanging out.
know what rock and roll is as anything, because if barely knowing what rock is, that genre just doesn't exist in today's popular music. It's very small.
Yeah, there was 50-year-old people there because 20 years ago they were 30 when they listened to Bush.
But Bush was amazing. I really like Bush.
Gavin's still hot.
If they ever do a Bush movie about Bush, which I don't know why they would. Matthew McConaughey looks like Gavin Rosedale. Gavin. I'm just gonna say Gavin.
Riverdale. It's Gavin Riverdale.
But I was really confused. Like
Gavin and the Archies.
everyone sat down mostly the whole time,
Right.
and no one moved. I don't. Am I just still in that like mindset where when you go to a rock show, you should be standing and rocking out and headbanging the whole time?
Yeah, that's an ancient mindset that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Except for certain rock clubs in New Jersey and maybe Los Angeles. The rest of the world doesn't jump up and rock at a concert
I was
anymore.
so confused. I don't know how you could sit down and listen to Machine Head. Like, everyone's just like, yeah, I know this song. And just sitting there.
Well, it is a Machine Head, and apparently it is better than the rest. So I agree with you that people should be moving their feet.
And then it was really kind of awkward where it's Stone Temple.
Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, that show went from green to red really fast for him.
And I'm the one who slowed down the show. Anyway, and then I saw
Just
Stone
did it
Temple.
again.
Stone Temple Pilots, very confusing because they have this new singer. I forgot the guy's name. He won X Factor. So if Simon Cowell gives him the thumbs up, I guess Stone Temple Pilots does too. Very good singer. Very awesome. Sounded just like, all the original recordings. But what I didn't understand and what actually pissed me off is he was doing his best Scott Weiland impression. Like he was doing the whole no, not even singing, but like the dances and the moves and the arm above the head.
You've seen the movie Rockstar.
Yeah, but
That's what he's there to do.
Yeah, but do you think they forced him to do it? Like you have to do all the moves and you have to
No,
sing
they brought him in because he could sound like Scott Weiland.
Then sound like him, but like don't dance and walk and like move your neck and everything like
The X
him.
Factor guy is a nobody, okay? Nobody cares about him except for the fact that he's now the front guy of Stone Temple Pilots, and even now he's the lead singer, still not the most important part of Stone Temple Pilots. It's the other guys that didn't die are the reason why people are going out there. They want to hear the music still, but if the guy can do a Scott Weiland impression, then that's what they want. Look at the
Chester
the
never
Filipino,
named one
the
other
Filipino
person
guy
in Stone
that
Temple Pilots.
the DeLeo brothers.
Who?
The two brothers that were not Scott Weiland.
From Jersey.
They also had a side band called Army of Anyone for a while. The Filipino guy that got picked up to be the lead singer of Journey, he sounds like the old lead singer, and that's why they brought him on.
No, but that's fine. You can sound like him all you want. That was great. Sounded awesome. But I'm just saying, like, all his moves were, like, planned out.
Like Jagger?
When he was... Exactly. They were all like Jagger. The way he danced backwards and he bobbed his head and moved his arm, but then they did stuff like, all right, this is one off the new record, and he acted completely differently. Then all of a sudden he was a rock star. All of a sudden he was doing, like, his own moves and jumping off things and everything. But then as soon as they jumped into a Stone Temple Pilots song, he was...
Because the other guys own the band, they tell him what to do, and they say, for the old stuff, people are here just to hear the hits. So
yeah, I mean
they're not here to hear the new shit that you're doing. You're here to hear the hits. So you're going to dance like a monkey and do what we tell you, and you're going to perform the way we're telling you to perform when we play the old songs that everybody knows.
But they didn't make Chester do that.
Because Chester was bigger than the band.
Was he?
I didn't even know he sang in
Chester
them.
Bennington was bigger than Stone Temple Pilots, the
At
band?
that time that they brought him in, yes, they were. Linkin Park was still huge at the time.
I don't
and
think
he has his
Linkin
own...
Park was ever bigger than Stone Temple Pilots.
Not during the 90s when Stone Temple Pilots were at their peak. Linkin Park got into their whole thing in the very end of the 90s into the 2000s. They were the bigger act than Stone Temple Pilots at that time. So they bring him in. He has a fan base for his solo stuff, for Linkin Park, and then he's joining Stone Temple Pilots. So it's a little different when this guy can command even more of an audience percentage and money coming in, that you can't tell him necessarily what to do as far as what they're going to do with the band. They're all working together and agreeing on it. But when you bring a nobody in from a fucking game show who's going to come in and sing like Scott Weiland, the band's going to tell him, you're going to perform this way, you're going to sing this way. When we do the new stuff, because we're throwing you a bone, you can do whatever you want. But then you go back to the music and the style that people are paying to come and see.
Yeah, but wasn't Chester
No.
Wasn't he in it 2011, 2012?
He was in there immediately after Scott died.
He was in there from 2013
had a
to
great
2015. I'm on the Wikipedia page.
Right.
When was it? 13 to 15?
2013 to 2015.
And when did Scott Weiland die?
Hold on.
I think it went Scott Weiland, Chester, and then they brought Scott back for one tour.
No.
And then
Scott
he died.
Weiland just died in 2015
Yeah, see? He came back one more time, and it was
They
terrible.
thought he
and
died and they put Chester in.
Band.
No. Chester was the middle guy. It went Scott, Chester, then Scott again, and then he died very quickly.
Did he overdose and then he was out of the band? That's why they brought Chester? Is that what I'm thinking?
No, they kicked him out and then he overdosed.
Chester left. Dude, I'm reading it right off the page here.
Okay.
And it says Chester left in November 2015, and then Scott Weiland rejoined the band and then died 2 weeks later on the tour bus.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know?
Scott was doing his own solo thing.
It's just past members are two dead people. That's the only past members of Stone Temple Pilots. Scott Weiland and Chester Bennington.
So the dude from X Factor
Bennigan's.
should probably...
I'd go to Chester Bennigan's. They have all that crazy shit up on the wall.
Yeah.
Although, wait, that's shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Pistol whip the next guy.
Anyway, so you had a good time at the concert.
No,
You
I had a
felt
good
old.
time, but I felt old. It was weird. And then I got annoyed at Stone Temple Pilots, so I gave all thumbs up to Bush. The lady friend said that everything was amazing. She really liked Stone Temple Pilots. I disagreed.
Okay. Well, glad you had a good time.
And then I played dodgeball on Tuesday, and now I really feel old. Everything still hurts from 3 days ago.
You're holding your arms like it's a paintball injury.
Everything's sore.
I would go play dodgeball, though. That sounds like fun.
I was going to invite you, but you came on Fortnite an hour later than you said you were going to.
Yeah, it happens. It's just the way things roll. Well, you had a good time. That's good. Giddles, anything new with you?
Not much. I ate some barbecue last night, and it was delicious.
I am quite envious of that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got some burnt ends.
Yeah,
Those are the best.
Yeah, and then not much else. Just been chilling, watching some Netflix. A friend of mine just recently got out of a very toxic relationship, and it's really nice to have a friend back again because he was in a bad shape, and now he's back, so it's nice.
Was it one of those relationships where he just kind of disappeared because he had to be fully involved in the relationship?
Yeah, because she was one of these people where, if he looked away from his phone for 3 seconds, she was just constantly texting him, the whole day, always where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Blah, 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 and if he didn't respond within 10 seconds, it was oh, you're cheating on me. You're this person. And we were all dude, you got to get out of this. And it took him a long time. And then when she started attacking him in the apartment the other day and then said that she was going to make up all these police reports saying that he assaulted her, that was the deal breaker. I was yeah, that you dude, it should have been the deal breaker months ago.
Physically attacking him?
Yeah, he has bruises and scratches all over himself. Because she was attacking him, she was scratching him, biting him.
He's playing twinsies with Trevs and Debs.
Yeah.
Bruises and injuries.
Yeah, all the bruises, all the injuries. But other than that, not much else really going on.
So do you have
Chilling.
to do you have to care for him like he just came home from war? Do you have to reacquaint him into society?
Giddles wakes up, he's in the corner just crying.
He's just sitting there. I'm come on, Johnny Tremaine, we got to get back out there.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Every night he wakes up screaming.
It was good, it was a learning experience. He's a little younger guy, and sometimes he has questionable choice in people. And we all knew it was a bad decision when all of the female friends we had were why is he with this crazy person? We're
How long was he with her?
Since April, but it felt 7 years. It was one of those type of things.
Wow, it's only been about 3 months.
Yeah, it was only like 3 months, and it was just all the posts on social media. Like he had, like, it was so bad because like we knew that he was only writing things because she was making him. So like every Wednesday, it's like Woman Crush Wednesday. It's my babe. I couldn't do anything with that. Blah blah blah. We're all like, oh my god, get the fuck out of here.
But did you notice how you felt justified? Because this happened the other day to me too. Like you were like, oh man, I don't like her. Maybe it's just me. He must see something. But you felt justified when other women said the same thing as you.
Oh, yeah, I felt, like, immediately, because I was like, I don't like this girl. Is that Spider Pig?
It is Spider Pig.
That is amazing.
It's Spider Ham.
I love his, like, you know what the best part is? Its snout looks like a smaller Spider-Man's face.
It does.
For those listening at home and can't see this, Matt has, it's a dunny, right?
No, actually, this is a Dorbs. This is the
Funko Dorbs.
It's pretty dope.
Walgreens exclusive Spider Ham.
Yeah, it's the it's an offshoot of the Spider-Man universe that is so ridiculous, but had such popularity that it's now making a full comeback in the modern era.
It's true.
And it's just weird how Matt just all of a sudden looked at the camera, smiled, and it came into the frame.
I was like, what is that Spider Pig?
It does whatever a Spider Pig does.
I have an entire Spider Ham collection, and this one just happens to be sitting on the desk.
Do you really?
I do. I have this. I have the figure. I have a statue. I have a HeroClix.
Ooh. And he actually dresses up his real pig.
I do. It's my son, actually. I dress up as a pig. And then as a spider dressed as a pig. It's very interesting.
Well, and during Halloween, he's dressed up as Harry Plopper.
Harry Plopper?
I know where he's going with that. Well done.
It was from the movie. Moving on. So, all right. So you got your friend back.
Yeah, it was tough.
That's good.
I think we had to do an extraction there, like SEAL Team 6 shit. But turned out she was just a fucking lunatic. And when he actually realized it, it was like, okay,
we have.
Well, now you got to rehabilitate him because he can't just sit, by himself at night because he's going to want to call and text her.
No, I don't think so. I think this was a pretty significant break off.
So you don't have to worry about withdrawals.
I don't think so. Like, we saw him yesterday, and he was like, dude, it feels like a weight has been lifted off me. I'm like, that's when you know it was a good decision. Like, when you feel like a weight has been lifted off you. But also, like, when she was going to make up all these, false police reports and say, all this, crazy shit, I hate it got really bad. And she still, lived with her ex-husband. It was a fucking mess.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That should have been a sign to not date the person from the beginning.
Hold the phone.
You know what? It's the whole when someone's dating crazy and you always say don't date crazy, and then sometimes they do.
Right.
And then you just have to wait, and hopefully it won't end in a murder-suicide.
Yeah, what happens if you're how do you're over there, you're with the chick, and then the ex-husband bangs on the wall, hey, keep it down over there. That's
so hold on, I gotta get some Lucky Charms. Excuse me. It's like the Simpsons where they go to the love retreat. He's like, oh no, this is the janitor's room, and I'm the janitor, and you're my wife. And the guy comes in, he's like, I just need this bucket. That's what it was like.
Can you pick? It's like Animal House. He shows up to check on his girlfriend because he hasn't heard from her a while, and then Donald Sutherland comes walking out of the bedroom bottomless to go get cereal from the kitchen.
Yep.
I'm here to dance with your dates.
Matt, what's new with you?
I'm building Lego Voltron.
Envious.
And drinking beer. Do you remember E-Rock a couple years ago? We were at San Diego.
I remember him.
I remember him.
A cream ale.
Oh, right, yes.
In New Jersey for a very long time. It is now available in New Jersey.
Can we see the label? Yeah, the label, not the barcode.
It's Mother Earth Brewing Company is the company. And they have a bunch of different ales out there. And the name of it is Cali Creamin'. It's a vanilla cream. And I know the name is kind of weak, but it's a nice...
Yeah.
It's a nice, light, not too sweet, not too hoppy, enjoyable beer.
Must have pineapple.
No pineapple.
Once again.
So I'm doing this and building Voltron. Here, I'll show you my progress. This is how far I've gotten. It's of the Yellow Lion. So,
question.
Yes.
Do you play Voltron TV show music while you're putting it together? Do you watch Voltron while you're putting it together? Do you get really into it, or do you have a different method?
Actually, last night I was listening to the Midnight Syndicate Dungeons and Dragons album.
Oh.
Wait,
that's awesome.
So there's a band called Midnight Syndicate, and have you ever heard of them, Giddles?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so
I have friends who play in like weird like cover band type stuff like that, and they write stuff for like fantasy and video games and shit. So yeah, I know, I've heard about them.
Okay, so Midnight Syndicate is this band, and they do a lot of like horror themed like instrumental music. And a couple of years ago, they partnered with Wizards of the Coast to put out an official role playing soundtrack for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Yep.
And it's good. It's good like ambient background music.
Huh.
And since I've been my other obsession recently has just been diving as much as I can into getting back into D&D. Yeah, into playing D&D. It's good inspirational kind of mood music.
Look at you making the best of your downtime.
Well, you know what? I don't actually really have any downtime, which is amazing. How I managed to still, do all this stuff. But, I got 20, 30 minutes here, 20, 30 minutes there. The Voltron it's 16 bags. It's something like 2,200 pieces. But I'm savoring the build. I know some people that built it in like a day. Like they started when they woke up and then finished it by bedtime kind of thing.
Right.
They went to bed the night before. They're like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to make a fucking robot. And then like the whole day.
I am the defender of the universe.
No, see, I didn't want to do that. I want to kind of just like, I want to kind of
take it in and savor it.
I want to enjoy it. I like enjoying a Lego build. Like I built BB-8 recently, the big Lego BB-8, the one that's like, huge. And I could have done it in probably 2 or 3 sittings. But I spaced it out over a couple of weeks.
That's what I do, man. I've been like doing this like 1,000-piece puzzle, and like I'm just taking my time with it. It's been like 10 years now. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been doing that with the Simpsons house. I finally finished the kitchen area, and I've been working on that for 4 years.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's good that you had fun. You got to look, by the way. There's a see if it's online. You can find a clip of them doing Voltron on Robot Chicken, and it was sort of a little mini episode about the team not getting together anymore. Like they're not working well together anymore. One of the guys left the team, so you see Voltron without the yellow leg, and you just see the dangling foot from the black lion as they're trying to fight a thing, and it's hopping sideways and falls over. That's pretty funny. It's a good visual.
The Voltron set, it's a good build. It is available now to the public. It was only previously available to Lego VIP members.
Right.
You do build all the lions and then form Voltron. It is a fairly easy transformation, I'm told. It's just like it's one piece that pops off the black lion, and then the other lions will just kind of pop into
all fit together.
Yeah. So
are you going to leave it where it can constantly change back and forth, or are you gluing the whole thing together?
Well, I mean, I'm not gluing it together. I'll probably leave it in robot form, though.
There you go.
I haven't decided yet. Does
it have people for it?
So that is the one drawback. So this set was $179. I think $179. So I had a ton of like Lego like gift points and VIP points and shit like that. So I paid less than $100 for it, which is probably the only reason I got it. But for that kind of set, for this kind of thing, I'm really bummed out that they didn't bother to give us minifigures. Like that just like it seems pretty dumb to me.
And it seems like a really cheap add-on that could really sell even more of them. Like,
and especially because they don't plan on putting out any more Voltron figures. So what would be the hesitation to not do that?
When you get the 5-piece extra set that costs another $179 to get the minis.
Yeah. No, thank you. So I'm probably going to just go on eBay because I'm sure there's someone out of China that's printing them.
I'm sure like at Comic-Con, like, all those guys who have all those Lego mini like people, I'm sure there's someone there who has a Voltron one.
Here you go. So you can't really see it, but I just went on eBay now. Bootleg Lego Voltron Go Lion Lion Bot minifigures. All 5 figures rather. $10 free shipping.
There you go.
So and it's
a solid investment.
It's the classic costumes. It's not the updated costumes because the design of the Lego piece is classic and not Legendary Defender. So
that's cool.
Does it come with Sven or does it come with the princess?
The princess.
Okay.
So it's Keith, Princess Allura, Hunk, Pidge, and Lance. So I'll probably just get those. But it kind of seems like a waste for Lego to not have officially released them.
Right. I'm looking at it here, and it's definitely something I want to invest in down the road.
Yes.
Moving on. Before we get to this weird alligator shark story that Giddles has, I just wanted to point out something real quick. Have you seen this thing that people purposely changing their name, not their handle on Twitter, but the name that goes above their handle on Twitter to Elon Musk just to get blocked by Twitter?
Wait,
no, I didn't see that.
Why is Twitter blocking Elon Musk? I missed that story, I guess.
All right, so apparently there are certain settings within Twitter to help weed out fraudulent and spam bot accounts and what have you. And a lot of celebrity names and political names and whatever are in this new filter system that these accounts exist that are already verified. So if anybody else shows up with these names, they're obviously a fake account and they're going to get blocked. So somebody realized that they had put Elon Musk something in their name title, and later that day their account was locked, and they had to go through this whole thing to unlock their account. So they posted the step-by-step process, screenshots of what happened, and because they put Elon Musk in the name, other people now have just been intentionally doing it just to get locked out of their Twitter account for however many hours, just to see how they can do it. And they're complaining about like censorship and freedom of speech and all this other nonsense. And it's like, no, you guys really are the idiots. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Because if you have a celebrity or a world leader or something like that that's a verified account, anybody else with that name that doesn't have that name legally is a spam account or a parody account or a troll or something like that. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. But people just find it fun to go and do dumb shit and say, hey, look, I put my name on Elon Musk. Oh, I'm locked out of my account.
Well, you can't say it to people if you're locked out of your account. Hey, everyone. Oh, wait, I can't tell people because I got locked.
They get later and it's like, I've been locked out of my account. Like it's cool to do. Like it's a new challenge.
What is the new challenge? Isn't there a new challenge these days? Pour boiling water on your friends or some shit? What is it?
Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the story. The boiling.
I think
there's two new challenges, and they're both like put your head in a guillotine. It's gonna be funny. Like I don't know what.
One of them involves getting out of a dancing car. Getting out of a car moving. Sorry.
Whoa.
Getting out of a car while moving and dancing.
I like the other way better. I want to see dancing cars.
Yeah.
I would get the fuck out of a dancing car.
If you're in an Uber and your car starts doing the jitterbug.
I'm taking the bus.
Dude, I'm just yelling. I'm hoping it's the love bug if my car starts moving around like that.
I was thinking of the car from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
The taxi?
Oh, Benny.
Yeah.
Benny, yeah. All right, so the
my Lyft is doing the box step on 5th Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. So the hot water challenge involves kids pouring boiling water on an unsuspecting friend.
Don't laugh at
that. That is illegal as hell.
And in one case,
that's assault.
One case, some kid tried to one up the challenge and dared a friend to drink boiling water, and that kid died.
What?
From severe burns in his throat.
Yeah, like things you're not supposed to do. Drink boiling water.
That's not a friend. I'm just saying that's not a friend.
Not anymore.
No, that is not a friend.
This is an ex-friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been around almost a year. It started sometime in 2017, but it resurfaced again the other day. There was a 50-year-old boy in Indiana that has severe scarring over, most of his.
Is he from Hawkins?
Yeah. So.
Where did this challenge come from? Like, I understand the ice water challenge. I mean, it was stupid. I get it.
It was
but
for a cause.
Was it supposed to be like? Were they raising awareness for burn victims? Like, what was this?
By turning you into one?
Yeah, exactly.
The ice water challenge, as stupid as it was actually successful. You've read those stories, right?
Yeah, it raised tens of dollars or some shit like that.
They raised like millions and millions of dollars, and they actually were able to isolate several new genomes and helping to try to find the cure for ALS.
Oh, wow.
So that's really successful, that one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I'm doing this challenge for this. The Kiki challenge of jumping out of your car is like to purposely get hit by another vehicle or something. I don't know.
So it's a vehicle is moving. You're supposed to get out of the vehicle while it's moving and dance to Drake's "In My Feelings."
Right. It has 3 different names. Lately, it's been called the Kiki Challenge, but it was "In My Feelings" challenge because it started from this comedian in Philadelphia who created the thing. He has some weird name like Scruffy or Crispy or something like that. And he started the whole thing, and then it became, whatever his name is, challenge. Then it upgraded to the "In My Feelings" challenge, where people are playing this part of the chorus of Drake's song as they get out of a car that's supposed to be slow moving, like just on cruising where you lift your foot off the pedal and just
Ghost riding the whip.
Idling.
Almost ghost riding the whip. Right. So they get out of the car with the door open and it's supposed to be taping them while they do this. They dance and act out the chorus from the song. And there's no benefit to it. It's not like the ice bucket challenge where it's benefiting something. There's no benefit to it other than hilarious videos of things going wrong.
And it started out with just people filming themselves dancing to the song.
Correct.
So
Will Smith
it was like
went.
Pharrell's Happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was that.
Yeah, Will Smith went on top of that bridge in Thailand.
Yeah.
And did it with a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you, Drake. Like, right. Yeah.
So I guess it just escalated to trying to like one up people. And
I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know where the car angle was implemented.
That was the
into it.
Escalade part.
But I mean, this girl, she got out of the car. She tripped and lost her footing as she was getting out of it while moving. She hit her head. She fractured her skull. She had bleeding on the brain, blood clots in both of her ears.
Right.
As well as she was unconscious for like several hours before she woke up in the ICU. Like, the fuck is wrong with
She
people?
needs to relearn how to walk and talk.
Yeah, I saw the thing on NBC Nightly News with her dad.
Yeah.
What she needs to relearn how to do is not follow stupid internet trends.
I would get my kid well enough to come out of the hospital just to get her into the parking lot where they say, all right, this is as far as we can go with the wheelchair. You have to get up and go to the car on your own. The second you're off the curb, kill my child. Because this is so dumb. There's a video. Actually, there's a montage of videos. This one girl gets ready to do it. She didn't slow the car down. It looks like the car's going about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So she's looking back at her friend to make sure that they're taping it. Sorry, they're recording it.
Is it recording? Is it recording?
Yeah,
All right, here I
she's
go.
looking at that. So she opens the door. She's trying to get her footing. And you can see how fast the car's going.
Yeah.
And she goes to stand up. She goes 1 foot sideways. Head hits the door to the ground. And the car's going. And her friend's laughing. Which, as
their friends are like free car.
Right. So as she's doing it. So then...
Only thing that would have been better is if the airbags went off from hitting a tree at
there's
her friend's phone.
There's another video where a friend is going to do it. Now, there's like 4 people in the car, but this is in the driver's side passenger door, right? Driver's side, the door right behind it.
Okay.
Somebody on the right side of the car there is taping everything. She gets out of the car, and it's going slow enough for her to handle it, right? She gets out of the car, but she twists in a way where she's not going to land properly. So she twists, she falls back. The car runs over her foot.
Oh,
she gets up, and then she's laughing. She's like, it just ran over my foot, and they're all laughing. And she's like standing there smiling and everything. The car, it was going slow enough. I guess it really didn't do a whole hell of a lot, which I still imagine when you have a car, when you just turn it on and put it in drive, it goes up to about 5 miles an hour.
I wouldn't say 5, but yeah.
Right?
It's probably like 3.
I'm going to go 3.
Still, that is, a car is like 3 tons, and it's running over your foot. And she's laughing about it. These kids are idiots.
Yeah.
Well, did you see?
Well, I hope the next challenge they combine them and someone gets out of their car to dance, and then someone who's stuck in the car behind them comes out with a bucket of hot water and just throws it on them.
There was one where a cop was doing it, and the cop
geez.
he started getting out of. He's in uniform, so he's on patrol or whatever he's doing. He has the car going a little bit. He has the music going, and his phone is sitting, I guess, in the cup holder, ready to record it. He goes to stand up, and as soon as he gets out of the car door, falls. Now the cop car is just going down the street, and then eventually he catches up to it, and he's done, and he's grabbing for the camera. Now, if you're taping this on your own and you're in uniform, right? Why would you still post that, or why would that get out anywhere?
For the likes.
Maybe he was streaming live.
I don't know. That's a good point. He could have been doing that.
I mean, you could stream live on everything now.
Because if he wasn't streaming live, that meant he posted that mess up.
Yeah.
And you know that will cost him his job because he was in uniform.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want his job anymore.
There's one more video I want to mention, and then we'll move on. There's a video of this older Asian guy. He's in an alleyway somewhere. He gets out of his car and starts doing he has a friend. He's doing it the wrong way. He's not taping from inside the car with the door open while dancing. He gets out of the car while the car is moving, closes the door, and he's dancing alongside it while his friend is following behind the car, taping him this way, right? So he's dancing and everything, and then he gets to the point where he does this kind of twirl, and he's going to try to go back in the car. He realizes the car is on and the door's locked. So now he goes diving for the back door, trying to open it. That doesn't look, and he's pulling the handles. He runs to the front, and he's pushing on the car, trying to slow it down, and it's pushing him on like a cobblestone alleyway. And this car is eventually, very slowly, but eventually going to head into oncoming traffic of 2 lanes going across where the alleyway meets it. And he's trying to grab the car, drag it, stop it, push it, and the car just keeps moving, and then the video just cuts off. So you don't know if he actually got it, if it went into traffic.
We really need to bring back, like survival of the fittest. Like, let nature take its course.
Let's bring back the lobotomy challenge.
It is. Yeah, it's weeding them out.
It turns out Thanos didn't kill half the population in that after credit scene. It was just people doing the Kiki challenge and cars just driving around. Everyone just fell out of their cars and died.
I don't feel so good. The car disappears. Kiki, do you love me? I don't feel good. I'm gonna disappear. Anyway, dumb challenges, but I'm glad. Look, people are getting hurt and worse. So good. These things are dumb. Like, people didn't die doing the Harlem Shake or whatever that thing was like 10 years ago.
75 people died.
Really? When the roof collapsed. They were all standing on a conference table.
It was like from Butter's dance routine. His shoe went flying, it hit the light, and it just dropped and killed everybody from South Park.
I don't remember that one. I'll have to go look for that.
One of the greatest ones.
I do like your idea. I do like your idea of adding the hot boiling water challenge to any existing challenge going forward. So if you see somebody doing it, and as they finish it, you run over and throw boiling water on them.
Yeah. Or just start like the new challenge. It's going to be like the reverse Russian roulette challenge. It'd be like, we put 5 bullets in a gun, and hopefully you'll hit the blank one. Oops. Are you taping?
You went viral and died.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Time to sally forth.
Giddles, you had a story or a couple of stories about a guy stealing a shark and then an alligator going to buy beer.
Yeah, just some like interesting stories I saw on the interwebs this week, and I thought they were both kind of related because they were dealing with people and animals. So the first one happened in San Antonio, Texas. And I was describing this as like the first Ocean's movie because people literally stole a shark from an aquarium, and it was a heist. Like, they walked in and stole a shark.
But they did it by putting it in a baby stroller.
Yeah, they put it in a baby stroller. And
but how did the shark survive?
Well, here's the thing. They said that they recognized, because they found the shark. Like, long story short, they found the shark. The shark was totally okay.
Long story shark.
Hey-o. See what you did there.
Put that down for a possible title.
Got it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, so the person, the way they found the shark was they went over like security cameras. Like, we're gonna find this person, and it turns out that the person
was the shark's mother.
No, it wasn't the shark's mother. It was someone who was there like a month earlier on like a saltwater like research thing, and they were there like on a team like doing like research. Like, okay, this is what you have to do, and what they were really doing was scouting the place because they wanted to steal this 16-inch long shark. So they stole the shark.
Were they returning it to the ocean, or they just wanted the shark?
Well, I'm gonna get there, Eric.
Okay.
So he steals the shark.
Sorry.
He puts it in the tank, and the tank, the police said the guy obviously knew what he was doing because everything was like, okay, the shark was totally fine. They had the tank, in the stroller, threw the shark in it, took it home. The police got to his house, and the dude had an entire aquarium set up in his living room, like a kiddie pool and other sharks and other marine mammals. And
it was all made of translucent aluminum from Star Trek 4, so they could bring whales back to the future.
He tried to play it off. Like, the cops showed up, and he just let them in. He's like, oh, yeah, I know why you're here. And then he tried to show, like, a receipt for the shark, and there's like, no, dude, you don't have this shark. Like, you don't have a receipt for this shark. Like, we know that you stole this fucking shark.
These are the tags I took off of the shark that match the receipt.
Yeah, exactly.
This is for Mr. Pillow at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, so they got the shark back, and I don't know. It's just a really interesting. It's called a little horn shark, and everyone's talking about the shark like it's a person. Like, she was really resilient. I'm really proud of this shark. Like, dude, it's a fucking shark. It had no idea.
How big was the shark?
It was 16 inches.
Okay,
so like a little over 1 foot and a little under 2 feet.
Okay, that makes more sense because I'm wondering if how they got it into a cradle, because I'm thinking at least a 6 foot or 4 to 6 foot shark. But two, how is it not flailing around in the carriage as you're trying to wheel it out?
Weekend at Bernie's, just like flapping its fins, like
steel drums are playing. The thing's dancing around to find treasure.
Sir, did you steal a shark? No. What is this trail of water, and why is there a shark with you?
Can you do your shark impression again? Okay, so they picked up a bucket.
Yeah.
Inside the aquarium and filled it with water and the shark, and then put it in the stroller.
Yep.
Okay.
Except that the bucket contained a bleach solution that they had used to clean tools. Jesus fucking Christ.
So they didn't kill the shark.
They did not kill the shark. She is recovering.
Yeah, she's a resilient little horn shark.
See, that's
but it was
more
in the
logically.
It was in the petting tank. Like, someone just went up to the petting tank and just stole a shark. Someone's like, oh, my shark.
That's more logical though. That it was in a bucket in the carriage, because I'm thinking it's laying in the carriage. Maybe they dressed it up, covered it with a blanket,
a little bonnet on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, I have multiple things.
A cute onesie for Shark Week.
But like, how did no one else at the petting tank notice someone else just taking a shark? Or was it just like one of these things where like people just witness crime and they're like, I don't think that person's committing a crime. I think that is their car, and they just locked the keys in the window.
Maybe they thought it was like, the lobster tank where you choose your own lobster.
Oh, that would be so great.
Pick your own shark.
Yeah.
As someone who has been to those like touch tanks before, because my local zoo has one, it gets crazy busy.
Yeah.
Like there's one zookeeper or whatever for the tank.
Tankologist.
There's 100 people around the tank.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could see, especially if there are other animals in the tank. So normally in those types of tanks, they have like stingrays and sharks, and it's normally like 2 or 3 sharks, like a bunch of stingrays. So I could see how it's possible.
It would be great if there was like they had a distraction. Someone else grabbed. They're like, "All right, you go," and they grab like a starfish, like put on their face, like, "Oh, it's got me!" And then they like fall back, and then the guy's like, "Quick, get the shark! Throw it in the bleach bucket. We gotta go."
And then the guy's calling him out and said, "Sir, it's a shark, not a face hugger. You're obviously lying."
He's like, "No, it's a starfish," and he throws it like a ninja star and runs.
Oh, God. See, my brain. I feel like I'm getting like more stupid listening to this.
I blame the front door attendant. I think it's all his or her fault right from the beginning.
So you're saying it's an inside job, just like Ocean's 11?
Well, because if someone comes in with a baby carriage with no baby in it, my first question is, where's the baby?
No, they threw the baby in the tank. They were like, fuck it, it's a water baby. And then they just took the shark. Like, the shark's way more valuable than a baby. You can make a baby. You can't make a shark.
I don't find any false statement in that, and it's a hard argument. But after that, like, putting it in, the shark apparently can breathe up to 3 hours out of water, I found out. Because I was just like, man, I thought it would be flopping around like you said, but apparently it was calm, cool, and collective. Like, I got 3 hours. It's cool. And then they just used that bucket to keep it calm. But the front door attendant probably should have been like, something's afoot. It's a baby carriage with no baby.
Yeah, it's just a shark in a bucket. And it's like a 16-inch shark. That's pretty big. That's like...
I mean, that's a significant... I mean, that's bigger than a baby.
Yeah. That's smaller than a regular shark.
Like to eat it, like to fuck it. I got a shark in a bucket straight out of low cash.
Real fast. Let's
Straight
talk
out of
about
Low
the
Cash,
guy in the
indeed.
alligator. I think that's a much more.
Yeah, let's switch to the alligator.
Yeah, let's switch to the alligator story.
Oh, you want the alligator story?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So, okay, this one's pretty quick. So there's just videotape of a dude in Florida who goes on a beer run and runs through the bodega with an alligator under his arm. And he's just running through the store. He's grabbing the beer like supermarket sweep. It's him and a gator. And he like runs in. He takes it into the cooler. And then the thing is, like, they come up to him afterwards and like, why'd you do it? He's like, I don't even know whose gator it was, man. It was in my truck. Like, he was just like just as confused about why he was running through the store with an alligator.
I like how he it was just nonchalant. Like, he was like, "You gonna drink that beer? You got beer?" He's just holding this alligator.
Yeah.
Well,
Not my alligator.
He said, not my gator.
I recall when I read this story. I remember there was another story a couple of years ago about a guy and an alligator. So in 2016, also in Florida, right? Because this one was in Florida, right?
Yeah, it was in
They're
Florida.
always in Florida.
So this one was in Jupiter, Florida.
Sounds about right.
A man tossed a 3.5-foot alligator into a Wendy's.
Through the drive-thru.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So he pulled up to the drive-thru and he threw the gator. It's like the milkshake challenge, only with an alligator. He threw.
I was gonna say, what challenge is this? What does this really?
This is the Gator Done challenge.
Oh,
That's it.
Gator
Hold on.
done. There we go. That's another show
Gator
title.
Done.
I would have put it in the ball pit at a McDonald's if you're really gonna just put it there, because then it lurks, and then you're so far gone when it does
You just see
something
the kid
does
there.
happen.
You just see like the balls just slightly moving on top. It's like that scene in Rampage. Like, hey, what's that in the water? And then like the alligator just eats a child.
That's terrible, Eric. And you're the one guy who saw Rampage.
I saw Rampage.
I'm sorry.
Face, Trevor. Face.
Apparently, the guy was yelling "Florida State baby, Florida State baby, go Gators, go Gators" while running through the store. So, I mean, obviously, this guy had no idea what was happening.
I can't wait
don't
to
know.
see the closed circuit television footage.
Well,
of
the best
place.
part of
The guy running around with a gator, and
he
then
got interviewed after this by they found the
You
guy.
know, he gets interviewed. He's like, I don't know whose gator that was, man. Like, it was just in my truck. And there's like video of him. Look at this guy. This is a guy who would run through a store with an alligator.
Yeah.
somebody get the closed circuit video and then put the Benny Hill music around it, where he's running around with the cops chasing him with a gator.
That's him running through.
No, I see it.
And these crazy people held the camera vertical.
Yeah, I like how he has no idea what happened to the gator afterwards. I don't know.
Not my gator.
Not my gator, not my problem.
Not my gator.
Yeah, he's like, literally got to the store and there was a gator in my truck. And he does the face of like genuinely is confused, like,
I got nothing.
yeah, exactly.
It was a Tuesday.
Moving on. So we had discussed, we haven't finalized any plans yet, but we had discussed maybe doing some more shows during the week, moving on to a different platform with maybe Patreon, like a lot of other shows have been doing.
Okay.
Something happened with Patreon recently that freaked everybody out, and maybe another security issue, like a lot of other social media and sites that require your personal information and worse, your financial information.
So what happened was, I don't think it's really a security issue. It's not like anything was stolen, no passwords were leaked or hacked or anything like that. But what happened was Patreon on the back end changed how it was processing payments. And it moved to a company based out of the UK, is my understanding. And so what happened, and I might be wrong, but my understanding was what happened was, due to some sort of glitch with this, a bunch of payments got declined because the banks were flagging them as potentially fraudulent. You can find confirmation that it was causing massive problems. I mean, some people were saying that anywhere between a half to a third, or a third to a half of their pledges were gone.
Wow.
And if you're depending on Patreon as your revenue stream,
Right.
that's huge.
There's people who use it obviously as a supplemental income by doing other projects, but there are other people who that is their sole income for all bunch of different stuff, whether they're podcasting, a musician, a cosplayer, anything like that involves audience participation and audience integration to whatever they're doing. Yeah, that's a nightmare to wake up and you see a third of your income is gone.
Yeah, so like, you know, I'm a member of like, I don't know, maybe like 2 Patreons, 2 artists that I follow on Instagram who like give out prints and like digital files and stuff like that. So like that, and a webcomic, and one of mine was declined. And I got the notification this morning that the payment declined, and I'm like, well, that's really weird. First of all, I thought the payment was on PayPal. So if you had PayPal, there was no issue. So I thought the payment was on PayPal, and apparently it wasn't. It was on a card. But I was like, that's really bizarre. So I went in and I switched the payment, and Patreon automatically selected a second card that I had on file with them.
Oh.
When that payment tried to process the second time, I got the text message alert.
Oh shit.
Saying, hey, we just noticed a potential fraudulent charge. Type yes if, you know,
if this is like,
if it's okay or legit. And I did, and it went through. You know, the problem is that, you know, I partially think that part of Patreon, you know, people joke about, you know, 90% of people with Amazon Prime don't actually remember that they have Amazon Prime. You know, like they signed up for it and they don't remember.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't. And then that bill comes around. You're like, what is this $100 charge?
Yeah, but you've already paid for an hour, and I got it for another year, and then you forget again, and you know it's cyclical. So, you know, I think part of Patreon's model, just because of human nature, I bet there's a bunch of people that honestly forget
that they're still paying for something.
Even if it's only $1 a month, and then, you know, now all of a sudden you get a notice saying it was declined, right? And you have to actively do something in order to put it back through. 50% of your 50% decide they no longer are going to pledge. They've been what happened was they were given a reminder about something they may have forgotten about, and now they were giving an out to not rejoin.
Yeah.
Wow. I get it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
So, I mean, we were lucky. Geek Stuff was lucky in that we didn't lose any pledges. A couple of people did get flagged, but they repledged.
I just checked my monthly statement for the Patreons that I support. Yeah, they went through. I got a receipt saying everything was fine. I mean, I only do about 2 as well.
Yeah.
But
so
I think you and I also have the same bank. So I've had a problem in the past wherever when I was doing multiple Patreons back in the day, where if I signed up a new one at the beginning of the month, it would flag my account every first of the month because like there's another charge here that wasn't there last month. Yeah, I know, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, did you approve of this? They would lock my account. You know, like they went that far. It wasn't the approval process. It was, hey, I can't access my ATM card. Oh yeah, because we saw some suspicious charges on there, so we froze the account until we got a chance to talk to you. Like, because I remember one month, the first of the month, I got a phone call at like 8:39 in the morning.
It's very specific
because it was early. I was still sleeping, and they were saying it's like, hi, and they never call me, you know, to do this. And it's like, but we noticed there was a bunch of Patreon things that you had here, and we had to lock your account because we didn't know if these were fraudulent charges. And I'm like, yeah. I said, if you look at back the last 3 months, I've paid for these things. They weren't even anything new at this point. There was multiple ones. So they said, well, this looks suspicious. I said, but your job is to look at my spending history and see if I've done this before. And if I had 3 months prior to this, why is this suspicious now?
Yeah.
You know, they pick and choose what they're going to flag. And then, like the particular bank that Matt and I have, they think nothing of just freezing your account and then telling you maybe somewhere down the line why they did it. Yeah. Like, they don't do it right away. You'll go to you go to pay for gas or the supermarket. It's like, my card's not working. All right, I'll have to pay cash or use my other card. And then you call the bank. Oh, yeah, we froze your account 2 days ago.
Well, I had that problem once or twice maybe, and I called up the bank at the time, and I set up the text alerts.
Right.
So now whenever that happens, I don't get locked out, but the payment gets declined. I get a text message alerting me, and if I reply in the positive, then I can immediately use the card again. So I kind of maybe that's a workaround for you.
possible. I mean, I haven't had that problem since. Once I called and straightened them out. I do have the problem where it's either anywhere that have a purchase history with, maybe like say something like Amazon, or if you buy through a website or something like that, where I'm constantly getting notices saying I need to change my password because a list of accounts showed up online and your account may or may not have been one on the list there. We need you to go back in there and change your password. So then if I have it saved on multiple devices, you got to go through and reset everything again because of this nonsense. But it's not just a security lookout anymore. It's happening way too much.
Well, so one other thing that happened with Patreon over the last month is that now every single time I log in to Patreon, so I have two separate Patreon accounts.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I have the Geek Stuff account, which I use specifically for
that show. Yeah.
And then I have my personal Patreon account that's just linked to me
to support others. Right.
Right. So every single time I log into Patreon on my computer, on my tablet, on my phone, no matter where it is, no matter how many times I've logged into Patreon already, the new thing is we need to verify this device. We've sent you an email. Please click the link in the email.
I hate that.
Or
every single time.
Or we're sending you a text to your phone. You please enter the code to verify that you belong. Yeah. So
it's like,
please change your password. Your password cannot be the same as last password. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I hate that when they say, we need you to change everything. It's like, no, I just had everything set up nice. It's not my fault that you constantly, keep having security issues where our stuff keeps getting posted online and other places that they got to keep switching this. The other thing that drives me nuts with that particular bank is that they'll change my account and then not even tell me. They'll say, we've noticed some weird things going on, or due to a security breach or whatever, we had to change your account. We're sending you a new card that'll arrive in 5 to 7 business days. So I don't know anybody that doesn't use their ATM card on a daily basis.
On a daily basis, yeah.
It may not be big purchases, but maybe you're paying for gas, or you're going to get lunch while you're at work, or a coffee or something. You're constantly using it. So for them to shut down your account, not tell you till later in the day, and then say, "Oh, we've issued you a new card. That card doesn't work anymore." Well, it's like 5 to 7 days.
And it'll take 2 weeks to get your new card.
Yeah, 5 to 7 days or something like that is not acceptable. I need this right away. Well, we can't express it because it already went out, or we don't handle it. Like you'll have a customer service department that's not issuing, the new card or the shipping. There's always multiple departments so that they can't do anything. They said, well, you can go to your local bank and get a temporary card so that you can use it at your ATM. But I can't use it for the what?
I was going to say your local bank, which is open from exactly 9 to 9:01 a.m.
Right. They're never available during the day when you're working to go and try to get this card. And then it's like, holy shit, the first of the month's coming up. I got bills to pay that I use that card for. I can't go through every single account to change it to this card.
Right.
Just to pay, the water bill or your credit card bill or whatever bills that you have there. So they at least got to let you know that they're doing stuff or get your approval to do things, not just go ahead and all willy-nilly, sorry for the language, and just go and changing things on the fly, and then, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you about it, or we told you the next day.
You're being sassy there.
I know.
His blood is boiling.
Anyway, all right.
I mean,
let's
it's frustrating though. Like that shit's happened to me so many times. Like we've talked about it numerous times on the show. Your card gets set done. It sucks. What do? You have no money, and you call them up and they're like, "Sorry,
nothing you can do."
Right.
I had it
just trying to protect you.
I had it happen around the first of the month when I had bills to pay, and I use a certain card for certain reasons, and they're like, "Well, all your bills didn't get paid at the first of the month." You have to call these people and say, "Hey, look, the bank shut my thing off because of some kind of security breach. I can't get the account's going to be frozen for the next 2 days. I'm not going to be able to get it open, so I don't know what to tell you here other than, as soon as the account's open, I can pay you. I have the money. I just am not allowed access to my bank account.
I have the funds."
And some companies are like, "Okay, well, when do you think you can do this?" I'm like, "If you can, I should have it done before the 5th of the month. So if you can't if you don't hear from me for the 5th, here's my phone number. Call me and let's set this out. Other companies saying, well, sir, sorry, we can't do anything about that. It is a bank loan. You have to pay it right now. Well, what other card can you have? Well, nothing. I'll just have to see if you're going to get the late fee from me because your bank shut my card down. So can't do anything about that.
Bunch of goddamn hooligans.
Agreed. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, TV and movie, as always, I want to talk to you guys about everything that's been going on with McDonald's. A lot of McDonald's news this week involving the Mac coin, the big Monopoly peace scandal from a few years back. The whole full story was...
Is it Monopoly peace scandal?
Peace. Did I say peace scandal? Like
You
in
said
singular?
You just did.
Monopoly pieces scandal. And the whole story is finally being laid out as far as why you never had a chance. It wasn't even the odds. Why you never had a chance to win any of the cash prizes from the contest. It's an amazing story. So we'll get into all that when we come back.
It's Erik Nagel with Eric, Matt, and Giddles. We'll be right back.
Attention. Shameless social media plug.
It's Erik Nagel is on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and reluctantly, Snapchat. So follow, like, and subscribe. Would you kindly?
Hey, it's Karen Gillan here, and you are listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Welcome back. It's Erik Nagel. There's Giddles and Matt OG in the Upside Down. Trevor's laughing at nothing over off to the side because he's easily amused.
It's not true.
Looking at the box office for this past week, Mission Impossible. This is what, the 5th one? The 6th one?
It broke MoviePass.
It did. Fallout, 61.5 million, number 1 spot. Mamma Mia, number 2, which I don't know why people enjoy that. I really don't. The Equalizer Part 2 is number 3. Hotel Transylvania 3 still holding in on the top 5 at number 4. And Teen Titans Go to the Movies at number 5. Have you seen that yet, Matt?
I have not, although it is on my list. We've just been really busy. Maybe this coming weekend it's supposed to rain again all day Saturday. So
I've heard good things. People that went and saw it said it was really entertaining. Like the adults liked it.
I like Teen Titans Go for what it is. I don't read too much into it. It's hokey and it's silly.
Right.
It's meant to be kind of dumb, potty humor at times, and baseless humor. But for what it is, I'm on board.
The commercial's funny. For those who may know comic books back in the day, there's a character in the DC universe called
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke, thank you. So Deathstroke existed long before Deadpool did. And Deathstroke's real name is Slade Wilson. So when they did the whole New Mutant thing in the early 90s, they created Deadpool, and the guy who created Deadpool, I don't know if he worked on Deathstroke or was just a huge fan, but they created Deadpool as Wade Wilson, who is a big Deathstroke fan.
Well, Deadpool is so irreverent and everything is, breaking the wall down and stuff like that. So
they make a character that they said, yes, we are ripping off Deathstroke and Slade Wilson to make this character. And then they turn the table in the trailer where the kids see Deathstroke and they go, hey, it's Deadpool. Look in the camera and say something inappropriate. He's like, I'm not Deadpool.
Well, so the guy who created Deadpool is Rob Liefeld.
Right.
Who...
The guy who can't draw feet, right?
Yeah, right.
I was going to say he's the foot guy.
He's the foot guy. And so, Liefeld constantly sort of rips off other people's characters. He rips off his own characters.
Really?
Yeah, when Liefeld left Marvel to join Image, when Image formed back in the day, he created a team called Youngblood, and half the members of Youngblood are like random New Mutants ripoffs,
okay,
like characters that he created and then he just ripped off. Like it's pretty fun. I mean, it's pretty sad, pretty fun. I hate Rob Liefeld.
Who is this? It's not the Wolverine. It's the Badger.
Yeah, his dumb spade feet and his billion pouches. Everybody's got a billion pouches.
How many? What do you mean pouches? Like kangaroo pouches, or does he have a lot of fanny packs?
No, little fanny pack pouches. Look up Google Rob Liefeld pouch. He actually made fun of himself. He actually made fun of himself and created a character. I think he called just the pouch, and it's a guy made up of pouches.
I want every issue of the pouch.
But like, if you look at, for example, if you look at one of Rob Liefeld's covers for Cable, right? Someone did a running total for all the number of pouches he has on that cover. There's 20 pouches that Cable has. They're wrapped around his arm, his thighs, his boots, his waist, the center of his chest. I mean, it's insanity.
You ever just wear cargo pants or cargo shorts? You have all those extra pockets like you'll never use. You just feel silly.
Yeah, but right, like you need a no. See, I like cargo shorts, but like that's.
Oh my god, the pouch has so many pouches.
But I feel like
he has a gun that shoots pouches.
No,
and it's made out of pouches. The gun. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So
the only thing he's ever drawn, I liked.
For a more mainstream representation for the audience, listen, because I know this goes a little deep. Look at Deadpool. If you look at any of the Deadpool comic drawings, or if you look even some of the movies, he's got these pouches that are wrapped around his thighs.
Yeah, I
his
saw
outfit.
that. I just assumed that was weird calf muscles.
No, those are pouches that were drawn by Rob.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, he's known for, Rob Liefeld is known for a handful of things. Pouches, not knowing how to draw feet, being kind of an asshole in general.
The best part about this pouch figure that I'm looking at is you can't see his feet.
Yeah. Well, so if you Google Rob Liefeld feet, it won't bring you to WikiFeet, I promise you. But it's a big thing that he doesn't know how to draw feet. Whenever he has to draw feet, they look like little shovels, like little shovels. They're like pointy.
They're like Gumby feet.
Yeah, it's terrible.
How does he see out of the pouch? I have so many questions.
Well, anyway, moving on. Just an update on movies that I haven't seen that I've finally seen. I watched the first Terminator.
Okay. Oh my God.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
The first Terminator is fine. No.
The fact that it took you so long to watch it.
That's also. But I like the first Terminator. It's very 80s. It's very dark. It feels like a time capsule. Not just for the effects, because very Ghostbuster-ish effects for the electricity and the lightning shooting when people would travel back in time, and of course the lasers being shot from the robots, but the feel of the entire, like the outfits, the hair, the dingy club that they're in, the restaurants are still kind of dark and gritty, still sort of using the brown and orangish color scheme from remember 80s malls, like their carpeting was horrible.
Their carpeting is amazing. I wish I could find mall carpeting patterns somewhere. That shit was so cool. Anyway,
the movie just I enjoyed it for not having seen it back then, because it just looked like time travel, literally.
Yeah.
So you got nostalgia.
That's what it is.
Very nostalgic for it, and so I know I wasn't watching it for the same reasons that everybody else watches that movie, but it was something. It was a bonus that I got out of it, and I really enjoyed it. The dialogue didn't seem hokey and cheesy, because him saying "I'll be back" wasn't exaggerated. It was just sort of a passing line when he said he was at the counter. I forgot who he was talking to, and he just turned and he said, "I'll be back," and then turned and
it
walked
was at
away.
the police station.
It wasn't hokey like it's become later on as a parody of itself. It was just pretty much a throwaway line at that point.
Yeah.
So getting to watch the movie at this point, so many years removed from when everyone else in it, was a totally different experience. I loved it. I still haven't seen 2 yet, but it's coming. It's
all downhill after the first Terminator. You don't need to see any other ones. 2 is such an overhyped movie. Well, I mean, what am I talking about? 2 is the best movie.
Dude, T2 is the best thing.
And an awesome pinball game.
Have you seen the promotional video, or the promotional shot rather, for the upcoming Terminator film.
With Sarah Connor?
It's with, Linda Hamilton.
She looks badass.
Mackenzie Davis and Natalia Reyes. I thought Mackenzie Davis was Justin Bieber when I first saw that in the image.
Justin Bieber was walking around Greenpoint saying everyone bugged the shit out. They're like, oh my God, Justin Bieber's in Greenpoint.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know they were making another Terminator. I thought they just stopped, but then they just keep coming out. So I don't think they're ever going to stop.
Arnold is back in this one.
Why?
And the way the Terminator franchise is built, I mean, in a weird way, it's quite genius, right? But
time travel, you could just be like, oh, let's just go change the past again.
Well, that's what it is. They are continually retconning. So anytime a film comes out that flops, in the next film, they just figure out a way to erase that film.
Just like change that timeline.
Yeah, like I think the only ones that exist in actual continuity, I think it might be just the first two.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, well, T3 was terrible.
You know what? T3 was pretty bad, but it was way better than most of these newer versions.
Like
Salvation? T3 with the commentary is amazing.
So who is the one that you said looks like Justin Timberlake here? Is it Mackenzie Davis?
No, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. And the one in the middle with the short blonde hair.
Right.
And she looks like Justin Bieber in a wife beater.
She also looks like Kaylee Cuoco when she had short hair on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. I see the Biebs more than I see the Cuoco. But
so outside of Arnold, this is mostly a female-led cast. Is that what this is?
I assume so, at least based on what we're seeing, yeah.
I remember we had cast members from one of the Terminators on Opie and Anthony. Was it Salvation?
Probably Salvation.
It's probably one of those.
Is that the one with Christian Bale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Where John Connor was like
We had everybody but Christian Bale for that movie. And I know some of the guys who were big Terminator fans, they went to go see it, and they came back from the private press screening and saying how awful it was. So this movie is trying to fix everything that came after Terminator 2, including Terminator 3 that was out a couple years ago?
I believe so, because...
the last one that came out was Genesis. That was the one with the 11th Doctor.
Right, with Matt Smith was in it. I haven't seen that. So all those movies and that Terminator 3 where it was Naked Arnold fighting younger Naked Arnold.
That was Salvation.
That was Salvation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, okay, here's the thing. Sarah Connor, spoiler, unlike Giddles telling me, thanks. Sarah Connor's dead in T3.
Because of Thanos?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he ruined Thanos for me. So if Sarah Connor's back, then it's got to be right after T2. Right? Am I wrong with that?
I think that's correct. I think it's right after T2. I think they're going back and everything since T2 is being erased.
Yeah, because
again,
she was dead in T3. Salvation was actually a look into the future where John Connor actually grows up and becomes this great leader. And then Genesis, I didn't see.
I heard it was terrible.
Hence why I didn't see it.
So there's no point in seeing anything else.
No, I mean, T2,
after
you have
2,
to see
it's
T2.
like...
No, I'm going to see T2, but I'm saying there's no point in seeing anything else. Like, what was the Rise... 3 was Rise of the Machines.
Yeah.
So there's no point in seeing that either, because it's all being erased now.
That's supposed to be when Skynet actually turns on.
Here's the thing. If I were you, Eric, I would watch T3, but just to watch it with the commentary tracks, so you could hear Arnold comparing T2 to T3 the whole time, and it is hilarious.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Arnold...
He's like, I know people are going to watch this movie and they're going to be like, Arnold body looks pretty good compared to 1992 body. Like, oh, dude, so fucking ridiculous. It's like anytime Arnold's on a commentary, it is
I was just going to
gold.
say, yeah, like we like to point out, watch the commentary for Conan the Barbarian where he's drunk half the time and just saying really horrible, inappropriate things.
Yeah,
Instead
that
of
Total Recall and T3 are the best.
So I just wanted to update you on that. I will watch Terminator 2 by the time we do the next show, I promise. Okay?
Sweet.
And then I'll show you the rest of the list of things that I haven't seen that I need to
Why don't you say them all out loud? Are you embarrassed?
No, I'm not embarrassed. I don't have it here with me. Otherwise,
That's a long list.
Otherwise, I would definitely... Wait, maybe I have some of it. Let me see. If I have some of it...
Get angry.
If I have some of it...
I feel like everyone has a classic movie that they haven't seen.
Oh, I have a lot.
I've only seen one Rocky.
Well, that's all you need to see, which is... It was 4, right?
I think so.
4 was so good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't need to see any other ones.
But 4 is great for a different reason.
I'm fairly certain Sylvester Stallone thinks he solved the Cold War with Rocky 4. Like, I am fairly certain of it.
Well, he did turn
the movie.
He did turn the what are they? Secretary General for the Soviet Union. He remember at the end where he kind of nodded his head like, "You're right, Rocky."
That guy was executed 4 seconds later
for treason.
Yeah, exactly.
All he did was nod his head. Social.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was like Death to Stalin. You just drag him off stage and you hear 2 gunshots in the back. That's it. Done.
Oh, well, what is it that they yell? Remember in the torture basement or dungeon where they were walking around having a casual conversation and before somebody got shot? Were they saying "Long live Lenin" or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It was just they're having this conversation like we're having, and then out of nowhere, "Long live Lenin," and then you'd hear a body drop. It was just executions going on in rooms that you didn't see. It was
Awkward.
It was a very funny movie.
Movie.
Here's some movies that here's a shorter list. It's not the full list. Here's some movies that I haven't seen. Obviously, Terminator 2 and 3. I have not seen Rambo's 2 through 4. I've seen the first one, which is a classic. I've not seen 2 through 4.
Never seen a Rambo.
I've not seen Leviathan.
Who?
Leviathan. It's
the fuck is that?
It's in like an 80s deep sea horror movie.
I never even heard of that one.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
I've seen The Abyss, because The Abyss is the one you need to see.
The Abyss is on the list here. I have not seen The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I have not seen Tombstone.
Oh my God! How are we friends?
Somebody told me to see a movie called Rob Roy, which I have not seen.
It's a drink.
Rob Roy is a really good movie too.
Braveheart I have not seen.
Fell asleep.
Top Secret.
What? Top Secret? How have you not seen Top Secret, Eric?
I own it and I have not watched it. What's the
Have you
other
seen
one?
Real Genius?
I own that. I have not watched it either. So Real Genius is on the list as well.
How have we been doing this show for how many years now?
I have not seen No Country for Old Men, which
I'm not sure you're qualified to do this show any longer.
Yeah, I think we have to revoke your Eric card. You're now something else. You're not an Eric.
Life is a lie.
I've never completed.
Are those even Cheez-Its behind you, or are those cheese nips in a box?
Cheese nips in a box. I have not completed Avatar.
Yeah.
I've seen, I think, the first 20 minutes, and then I never finished it. I have not seen Pirates of the Caribbean 2 through 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them, but
they're all the same movie after the first.
It's true.
This movie, I think I've watched, but I think I may have added it to the list because I don't remember a whole lot of it. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I think it's okay.
I
don't know
think
if
I
it
did
holds up.
watch it. I just don't remember anything from
It's a
it.
good movie. Will Smith has a great line at the end.
I have not watched There Will
Welcome
Be
to
Blood.
Earth?
It's not Will Smith.
Oh.
There Will Be Blood. I haven't watched.
I haven't seen that.
I
That's also not like a classic though. Like, I'm talking about like older.
Yeah, The Departed.
You've seen Aliens, right?
Yes.
The Departed is one of the worst movies
I think I've seen
ever
Aliens
made.
1 and I don't think I saw the third one, which I know a lot of people like. I haven't seen. I think I've seen
The
one.
third one
and two.
was like on the fence.
Lincoln.
Maybe the director's cut of the third one's better.
Daniel Day-Lewis's Lincoln is on the list there. So that was good.
The biggest movie that I haven't seen
Yes.
that like I always get yelled at is The Godfather. Like I've never seen Godfather.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not into like.
It's pretty good.
I'm not a big mob movie guy, so I didn't grow up watching mob movies. I grew up watching like sci-fi movies, so I never watched Godfather. And then when I got in college, I studied documentary, so we didn't watch Godfather.
I don't even know if Godfather is really just a mob movie anymore. I think it's more like a cultural piece now.
I have no idea.
'Cause
I don't
it's
even know
so
what's about.
world-renowned.
Some sort of Godfather. He's leaving cannolis. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, no,
There's a horse head. There's a horse head somewhere.
I kind of want to watch that again now.
I was forced to watch it apparently with the woman. She said if we're gonna go out,
I was going
have
to say,
to
as
see
a
it.
kid, when your parents made you sit down there, look at Luca Brasi! Look at him! If you don't clean your room.
Oh, you could start a fish and chip store called the Codfather.
Ew.
Sorry, that was a dad joke.
That can be one of the menu items at our
superheroes
at our sandwich shop down on the beach.
Yeah, I'm down.
Right.
Codfather.
Here's a couple more, and then we'll move on. Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, Jesus,
come on
dude.
now.
I have not seen.
He's just making up shit. You know what he is? He's on a list of movies that you tell your friends you haven't seen to make them angry. Like that's like what you're on BuzzFeed.
I'm not trying to be ironic here. I will watch these movies. I've not seen The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
I mean, I get that one. It's hilarious. It's one of my favorites from him. But I get that. I mean, you've seen Coming to America, though, right?
Of course.
All right. Well, don't of course.
No, I can't. There's no more of course now. Of course has been thrown out the window.
Carries any weight.
Yeah, we've been blown off course.
My favorite line is, "The royal penis is clean, Your Highness." Such a great movie.
McDowell's.
I have not seen Escape from New York or L.A. I have not seen...
Skittles is literally sharpening a knife right now.
There's a movie...
Scissors.
So somebody told me to watch called The Goods.
I don't even know that movie, so...
Yeah. And I have not seen...
That's be good.
Yeah, you're going to hate this. I think as a kid I saw part of this, but I don't have any memory of it.
Home Alone.
RoboCop 1 and 2.
Gotta go.
I
got better call on this banana phone here. Oh,
I think I've seen part of 1.
Like,
I know I definitely didn't see 2 with the other
you
robot.
You don't need 2. 3, he gets a jetpack, so it's kind of funny. But RoboCop
there's a
1.
3. Oh, I gotta put.
Yeah, RoboCop 3 he gets a jetpack.
Yeah, you gave me a T-shirt, a 3 T-shirt one time.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I didn't know. All right.
You could still wear the shirt.
All right, it's on my list there.
I don't eat grapes. I still wear this Fruit of the Loom shirt.
I feel like my trust is broken.
Right?
Matt's curled up in the corner in the fetal position.
Next week.
Yeah.
Now I know how Gittle's friends felt. I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship.
Yeah. Right? You had no idea.
Next week.
No idea.
The show's just got to be called next week. Well, hey, it's Skittles and Matt.
All right, I will watch.
We got a nostalgic Nagel, one that like pretends he knows all this stuff we're talking about.
I've been suspended.
Jesus.
Can't use my name anymore.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's only one movie on that whole list I say that you could actually skip over and actually be a better person for.
Which is what?
The Departed.
I don't know. A lot of people said to watch it, whether you liked it or not. Because so many people watch it, there's references.
Top 5 worst movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think it's terrible, but I think it's pretty good.
Well,
I mean, the last half hour of the movie is just everyone getting shot in the face. It's like literally like a half-hour montage of getting shot directly in the face. Yeah, pretty much to that song.
And the orchestra's playing right next to them as they're being shot in the face.
It's like the ending of Jackass.
You haven't seen any movies, Eric.
The what?
You haven't seen any movies. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if you see a movie that came out now. You didn't see any of the good ones, so you've never seen a
lot of movies, but I just didn't see a lot of the
movie.
movies that everyone else watched, apparently. So I'm catching up.
I can't trust you on your Netflix suggestions now. I can't.
Why? I've seen everything on Netflix. I'm all caught up on that.
Yeah.
Disenchantment comes out next week.
I only will listen to Gittles from now on.
Right.
Never give me a bad suggestion.
And the Ozarks comes out at the end of the month of August, season 2. Good stuff to look forward to. Oh, Gittles saw Dark Tourist on Netflix.
Yeah, it's really good. You guys watch that?
No, I heard it's really creepy.
I thought that was your review. It was good.
Yeah, I like this one.
No, so Dark Tourist is a show of a dude from I can't remember if it's Australia or New Zealand, but I'm sure someone in the comments will rip me apart for it. But he goes just to like really dark tourist locations. So he goes to like Fukushima and is like walking around the radiated area. He goes to like Turkmenistan and like swims in like atom bomb craters and like eats like atomic fish. He goes to South America and is like hanging out with Pablo Escobar's actual bodyguard, who's like, "Oh yeah, we used to just fuck women, then kill people, chop them up into pieces, and then burn the bodies over there. Come with me. I promise I won't hurt you." Like, it's crazy. And he just goes to all these really wacky locations. And that's it. Like, that's the show. It's kind of like No Reservations, but like, why would you go here? Like, it's pretty cool.
Jesus. All right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, like there's one reason Fukushima, and this isn't a spoiler because I mean you obviously know what's gonna happen, but he's sitting there looking at the Geiger meter, and the guy who's given the tour is like, as long as it stays below 0.20, we're okay. They're on the bus. He's like, it says 7.9. Like, should we turn around? And like everyone on the bus just starts freaking out. They're like, no, you didn't say there'd be this much radiation, and like everyone just goes nuts. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, it's definitely worth a watch. There's like 8 episodes. You can breeze through it. They're all like 40 minutes.
Well, it's definitely not the companion piece to Somebody Feed Phil. I've been watching that Phil Rosenthal show where he goes around the world and sort of like No Reservations or Parts Unknown, where he goes and explains culture and stories.
Is that the Bourdain one?
Through the use of food and whatever. But Phil's is more about going to food and learning about why food is part of different cultures and things like that. It's more upbeat than it was with Anthony Bourdain's show. But I definitely want to go see Dark Tourist now. That sounds amazing.
Did you see?
Yeah, it's really good.
They're basically going to redo the Bourdain show with a new host.
I don't know why.
Because Gordon Ramsay's going to host it. And now people
are
getting pissed because they're afraid that instead of actually learning about the culture and like appreciating the food like he did, that he's just going to yell at them and say it's terrible.
No, I like Gordon's shows. I got hooked on that 24 Hours to Hell and Back show.
Really?
I like it a lot. I love MasterChef.
I've seen every season ever of Hell's Kitchen.
MasterChef. Well, Hell's Kitchen was alright, but MasterChef is great because it's twofold. One, it's like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. And this is the only comparison.
I'm waiting.
You know how when The Bachelor is done, they automatically start The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And then The Bachelorette goes for a little while, and then when that's done, it starts back to the next season of The Bachelor. Like, it's consistently going back and forth between the two. It's perpetually ongoing.
Yeah.
MasterChef is Gordon Ramsay and 2 other chefs where they're doing it with adults who are cooking in this competition. But then when that's done, it goes to MasterChef Junior, where the kids cook. And the kids' version is actually better than the adult version. And you watch the kids there. So then when the kids' season's done, then it goes back to the adult. It constantly goes back and forth. I love MasterChef. I think he's really good in it. That 24 Hours to Hell and Back where he's doing sort of like, bar rescue.
Well, he had
for restaurants.
He had the original show like that before Bar Rescue, where he went to struggling restaurants.
Right, where he brought in. But this is that they do a full overhaul. Like they gut the place, they rebuild it all in 24 hours.
Wow,
it's pretty good. Moving on, there's been a lot of McDonald's news this week. Where I'm holding in my hand, McDonald's was trying to cash in on the Bitcoin craze by doing Mac coins.
I can't believe you got them already.
Yeah, well, McDonald's.
I saw you got one of them.
I got 2
Oh
right
shit!
here.
I want one.
Now, apparently, there's 5 for each decade that the Big Mac has been out.
Okay.
So 1 represents each individual decade. So there's a 70s, there's an 80s, a 90s, a 2000, and 2010.
Okay.
The ones I got apparently are the 90s coins. You can see it's got a weird like Art Deco kind of design on one side of the coin, for which represents the decade of the Big Mac. On the back, looks like a casino or an arcade chip, where it says it has the big 50.
It's got some weight to it.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. So what it is this: is you go and you buy Big Macs. You get these coins, but the trick is you have to ask for the coins. If you don't ask for them, they don't give it to you. So if you buy a Big Mac and you say, "Can I get the coin?" they'll give you the coin for your Big Mac purchase, right? What you do is at a certain date, it's not that far down the line, where you can then take the coins and cash them in for free food somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a cute little promotion that they have collector's coins or whatever. Past that, I don't really see what the significance is, other than it's something to do for the 50th anniversary of the Big Mac.
People aren't going to hand them in, though. People are going to hold on to them.
No, I think a lot of people will hand them in, but then there will be a lot of people who, I'm sure we could look on eBay right now and somebody has all 5 coins and they're trying to sell it for like $200.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to find it all over the place. But they were releasing 6,000 coins, I think, for the 50th on there in 50 countries. So good luck trying to get all of them.
I want them all or nothing at all.
Then you get nothing at all. And your life is better for it. But anyway.
There's no other left.
Stop at McDonald's on the way home. Buy a Big Mac and get a coin for yourself. I'm sure they have some.
I want one. I mean, I have a McDonald's across the street, so maybe I'll just go over there right after I'm done here.
You should.
And just get one.
Yeah, see what kind of coins they have. The 80s one looks pretty cool. I got the 90s one here, but yeah, see if you can find the 80s. I guess the 2000 one is technology, so it's got like weird like shapes of different technology.
The 90s one
on
looks like you got it from like the Max from Saved by the Bell. Like that's
it does,
the
right?
Oh,
that's a good
Saved by the Bell graphics.
It looks like an arcade token. The way that design is.
Yeah.
with triangles and weird Art Deco shapes.
It's like the pizza place from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that called? I can't think of it.
Pizza Hut?
No. Whatever. All right. Doesn't matter. So anyway, that's one of the things going on with McDonald's. It's this big promotion. And it's probably to smooth things over from another promotion that got a lot of attention when the which was it? It was the Daily Beast put out this full article about something that happened since the 90s. And apparently the court case for this thing was happening in September of 2001. So when this thing was finally coming to light, and you're wondering like the story, it's like, why didn't this get more attention? Because the next day was 9/11.
Oh God!
And all the news people were like, who gives a crap about your damn
McDonald's pieces?
McDonald's pieces. But here's the story. So apparently, when they started this McDonald's promotion, the Monopoly pieces, it's their most popular thing that they do. Started back in 1985.
Yeah, you used to get jacked up for it.
It used to be cards. You'd make a food purchase and they'd give you a card. And I think in the early days it was like a scratch-off thing, and then you saw what pieces were under the scratch-off, and that's how you did it. But then a little later on, it was changed to the pieces that you would peel off certain items, like a Big Mac or a large Coke or a large fry or something like that.
Anything supersized, you got like double the pieces. Yeah.
Right. And then they were double-sided stickers, so you'd peel them off the product, and then you'd peel the back off and you'd put it on the board. They'd give you like a pamphlet, and you'd unfold it, and it would be the Monopoly board. So for years, you'd always see stories of people having almost everything, They got a lot of free, high C orange drink or fish fillets and other little things, but it's like, wow, it's like I need short line railroad and I win $25,000, and then you never hear about anybody finding short line railroad or getting the golden,
Boardwalk was like
Boardwalk and Park Place,
one.
right, where you would win I think like $1 million or something, $100,000, who knows. This went on for a while, and you never saw these big winners, right? Like, where were these pieces? Now, the odds are stacked against you to winning anything, right?
Yes.
And because of the way it's distributed, they're banking on a lot of the fact that a lot of people may throw these things out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they threw out the fries containers or the sandwich container, not realizing the piece was on there. And, so they don't have to pay out $100,000. They don't have to pay out $1 million.
I remember I would like sometimes see that garbage on the street, and it would still have the stickers on it. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go like fucking pick up this garbage and peel that sticker off, because maybe it's that boardwalk, or maybe it's a free fry.
Or maybe you go through shipments of cups if you happen to work at McDonald's during your high school years, and you'd see like, oh look, I've got about 4 boards full with everything except one that needs to be completed, so you can win. But that could just be other people. I don't know. Anyway,
you had a problem.
This goes on for a while, and you never really hear about the big winners, in the news at least. Then it gets to the point where somebody tips off the FBI that the prize distribution and the people who are winning is all an inside job. It's a scam with the Monopoly game. Yeah. So it turns out the McDonald's company uses this one company, I think it was down in Atlanta, where they were in charge of handling the pieces that were all for the big top prizes, right? It goes to this one thing. I think the other company does stuff like they do the lotto. And
the scratch-offs, yeah.
Scratch-off, things of that importance and severity, where it's like you need armed guards, people watching everybody, everything's in a group mentality, cameras everywhere, almost like if you worked at the Mint.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You're checked before going into the floor to make everything. You're checked coming off the floor. Your stuff's checked in the locker room. Like there's constantly people observing you and checking your bags and your outfits and everything to make sure you're not stealing anything, right? Because it's very important. So this company they use, the guy who was in charge of everything, was selling off the top prize pieces to people he knew and saying like, look, I'll give you a $20,000 piece. I'll sell it to you for $5,000, right?
Yeah.
For $5,000. So when you claim the money and everything, you pay me $5,000 out of the 20 that you win. So the way he got away with it is because when he had to deliver the pieces to this manufacturing plant to put them on randomly to things, to send them out wherever they're going, to whatever restaurants in the United States, around the world, whatever. Somehow in the early days, the seals that go around the envelope that hold the pieces, that almost like what they do for banknotes.
Yeah, if
right?
the seal's broken.
Right. They're like holograms. There's all this stuff. If the seal's broken, then you know they was tampered with. There was some kind of error, and he got shipped the box of the seals.
Yep.
So he wasn't supposed to have that, but he did. So what he would do is during these trips to bring over the winning pieces to put into the manufacturing circuit, he would go into the bathroom, the one place that the person who was following him.
Yeah, there was an auditor that followed him around.
Right, it was a female.
Yes.
Couldn't go into the bathroom with him. He'd go into the stall, open up the envelopes, take the pieces out, put generic pieces in there, and then reseal them with the seals that he got that he wasn't supposed to have, and then put that back in his pocket so it didn't look like anything was tampered. So he had these pieces, and this went on for years. He built the company out of $26 million in prizes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So when they finally tracked him down, and they people were saying it's all this dude. They tracked it down. He was selling it to, friends in different states. He was selling it to people like his plumber, needed something, so he sold one of the pieces to that guy, and eventually it led all the way up to him. And right when his court case was coming up, the next day was September 11th, and people forgot all about it.
Yeah.
So McDonald's had to went on this huge crisis control campaign where they were trying to apologize for everybody, and they didn't know. And McDonald's didn't know. The company itself didn't know that this guy was doing this. So the company was going all out about giving away free food, doing this, and the monopoly thing tanked for a little while because every time it came back, everyone's like, "This is a scam."
Can't win. Yeah.
No one ever wins.
Yeah, why am I going to bother with it? To this day, and it wasn't because of this court case, but I kind of wised. I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't go to McDonald's that often anymore as it is, but it's just like I'm not going to sit there and try to collect pieces on the board to try to make this thing work.
Yeah, Acme actually copied the promotion, and I gave up like a day into it because I thought the same thing. I was just like, I'm never gonna get Park Place or Boardwalk. It's amazing though. Like it almost turned into like a monopoly mob, like the way he was running it and like
Mobopoly.
Thank you. And it really kind of all got screwed up too, where you got that one guy. It's just like Goodfellas at the end, where he's like, "Hey, make sure you call from an outside line. Make sure you do it. We can get caught." And they yesed the guy to death, and then he gave one piece away, and the guy just went down the street to claim it instead of going to a different state.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what he kept. He's like, just cash it somewhere else because you can't all be near each other.
Yeah, just say you're on vacation in Florida or you're on vacation in South Carolina and you happen to be at a McDonald's.
And the one guy, because the FBI, the way they finalized this was they showed up almost like Publishers Clearinghouse. They showed up with a big check with a camera crew and everything to talk to the guy who had the winning piece.
Yeah.
And every time they talked to him, like when they called ahead of time to confirm everything before the camera crew came out, and then when the camera crew, the story kept changing. So the story was something like, because certain magazines had pieces inside of it as well as a promotional thing. I think it was People.
Yeah, like newspapers came with them. Like the first Sunday paper of the month when it came out would have like the thing with the coupons on it. You got like 2 peel tabs.
Right.
Yeah.
This was in one of the magazines. It had a centerpiece or advertisement in there where it had a piece or 2 pieces or something. And he said, "Oh yeah, I found it in People magazine, and that's where I won the thing." I'm like, "Oh well, where's your People magazine?" "Oh, I didn't have it. I lost my first one, so I went and bought another one, and it was in that one." So like his story kept changing. So they filmed everything, and he thought he was the prize commission or whatever it was for McDonald's to do all this. It was really the FBI.
Yeah, it was the sting.
So they set him up, and he's there willingly telling the story. So now they have everything on audio and video. The stories don't match up, and then there's like, here we go. He just hung himself for this case here, and it was the FBI that busted him with a huge novelty check because he wanted to be on television and be famous, and didn't listen to the other guy saying go somewhere else and cash it in, like you said, on vacation, claim it down there, say, "Oh, I'm from this area, but I was down here," and
with the family, we just stopped at McDonald's.
Yeah, and that's where he won. But he did it, and he was only like blocks away from where the guy was.
My favorite kind of police busts are these ones where they go all theatrical. They're like, we're going to get a big check. Like, this is going to be fucking hilarious. We're going to get this guy. He's going to confess. Like, we're going to pretend we're all these things and then just, boom, get him. It's like when they tell you want a free boat and then they drag you into the police station. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go collect my free boat. No, you're under arrest. I don't know. It's the best way to bust people. Like,
where's my
congratulations,
elephant?
You're going on a grand trip to jail. Wait, what?
So if you get a chance, look up the Daily Beast and look up this article. The whole story is amazing.
First of all,
it is an Ocean's 11 movie.
If Gotti got a movie, this should be a movie.
I would definitely see this. You already saw The Founder with Michael Keaton.
I did want to see that.
You haven't seen it yet? Oh,
no,
it's good.
It's on Netflix.
It's very good.
I'm the opposite of you.
It's the whole story of how McDonald's became to be, from the McDonald's brothers to Ray Kroc to where it became this billion-dollar company worldwide. It's a very entertaining movie. You should see that. But I would love to see this be made into a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long story. It's a long read.
It is. It's a very long read, but it's very entertaining, especially the end when they show up with the damn check and the guy's freaking out and he's sitting there trying to get ready to talk on television about how he won, and that's when they did the whole thing, and then they busted him after the interview.
Like, what if he was really good at it? Like, what if he was just like straight faced, like, yep, here it is, and here's the People magazine I got it from, and what would they be like? Oh shit.
Yeah, they probably could have like, we need more. We got to find another way to do this. But the guy was so fucking dumb.
So what's
they come back the next day with a different check.
He's wearing a Burger King crown.
Flowers by Irene is the van out front.
Good pull, Giddles. Good pull.
Well done.
One last thing with McDonald's before we get out of here.
I'm hungry.
There's another.
I want to go get my Mac coin.
There's an unrelated McDonald's story up in Alberta, Canada, where a lady went to go get. You know how some McDonald's have the McCafe?
Yes.
And she wanted to get a latte, so she goes in. She gets a latte. She leaves. She's in the car. She takes a sip of it, and as she's swallowing it, she realizes something's wrong here. And then spits out the rest, but she swallowed some of it, and she goes right back to the store, and she goes, there's something wrong with this, and the manager looks at it and goes, oh, it's like they made your latte when they still had the cleaning fluid solution still hooked to the machine to clean out the machine. You know, like when you have a coffee pot where you got to run vinegar through it, right? So they took off the nozzles that feed the sugary substance to the rest of the machine to freeze and make your shake or make your ice cream or make the latte, whatever. They had all those disconnected, and they had the chemicals hooked to it to clean. But one guy left the milk tube still in it, so it mixed the cleaner and milk together with the stuff to make the latte.
So it looked legit.
Delicious.
So it looked legit. They go and look, and they see, it was cleaning solution. The lady's pregnant. And she just drank cleaning solution. Exactly. So this lady starts screaming and freaking out, and McDonald's is going nuts over this thing here. McDonald's up there issues a press release saying that they're working to make sure this thing never happens again. Blah blah. You fed a pregnant woman cleaning solution. Just saying you're sorry and it was an oversight isn't good enough.
Yeah, give her some Monopoly pieces and let her go on her way.
That would have been the best way to that story ended. It's like they gave her. It's like, look, here's a sleeve of cups. We're even.
Good luck. I got all these Park Places.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's Park Place, but you still have to find Boardwalk.
19 Marvin Gardens and 1 Hi-C orange drink. That was her settlement.
Oh, why are we laughing?
And 1 Mac coin.
So wait, what happened? Is she okay?
She went to the doctor. Apparently, she's going to be okay. But when you're a pregnant woman, it's bad enough if you're a regular person that you're drinking cleaning fluid. Yeah, you would be upset and you would have a lawsuit on your hands. But
I guess so.
If you just want to be a bother.
First of all, a pregnant woman shouldn't be at McDonald's.
He's going to be that guy. He complains that he drank cleaning solvent.
What a dick.
Yeah. I'm surprised that people haven't been like, well, that's what you get for trying to feed your baby McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, they spin it the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, well,
you're
think
a
the
horrible
McDonald's
person.
was any healthier?
You're not supposed to
Yes,
be
I
drinking
think the
coffee and
McDonald's-
caffeine anyway while pregnant, and you go to McDonald's of all places. This is all on you, lady.
That's just as unhealthy. Yeah, I'm sure it's just as unhealthy as drinking bleach.
You
Okay.
deserve to kill your child, and then they called her the C word. And you're like, wow, this is the local newspaper.
They bring out her big check.
I'm still going to go get a Big Mac after this.
We all are.
Yeah.
Apparently she's doing okay, and I think there's still pending legal issues against this because it's not a corporate-owned McDonald's, it's a franchised McDonald's.
Ooh.
So it's the legal action would be against McDonald's, but leaning more towards the corporation that owns this franchise.
Yikes.
It's spelled like MAC Donald's, McDonald's. Like,
McDonald's.
we went to the wrong one.
It's under current investigation. Alberta Health Services are currently investigating the health hazards.
It's a good thing they have free healthcare up there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there you go.
it's been a busy week for McDonald's.
Yeah.
Let's go out and get more coins.
Okay.
I'm going to go get some coins like fucking Super Mario. I'm going to go in there and just be punching bricks till coins come out of them.
Your hand's bleeding, and they're like, "Sir, this isn't a game."
I'm like, maybe to you it isn't.
They think Gittles is tripping.
Yeah, he is.
All right. With that being said and the music playing, let's go around the room. Matt OG?
Sure. BKGeekstuff.com for new episodes of Geek Stuff. You can go to patreon.com/BKGeekstuff to check that out if you'd like. The support is always appreciated. And Geek Stuff OG across all of these social media platforms. And that's it.
Okay, Gittles?
Gittle Base on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live, and hit us up to play. I've been getting some messages from listeners, and sometimes our games are just full, so sorry if I don't get back to you, but I'm really bad at typing on Xbox. So if you see us on, just send a message, join the chat, whatever. If we don't get back to you, we're probably just busy or something.
Don't let that discourage you. You're welcome to play with any of us as we're on.
Yeah, totally.
Here. Unless you're one of those children that are going to training sessions in order to play Fortnite better because you don't have parents that want to take care of you or be around you, then you're not welcome to play with us because you're probably much better than
Very
we
long
are.
story to
Do your chores.
Yes. Trevor, what do you have?
BTG Trevor on Twitter. I got one new follower this week, so it's going well.
Oh, nice.
Got some
another Trevins.
Yes, added to the pile there. Got some things coming up. I don't know when it's gonna go down. I'm gonna be in a major collaboration with like 25 other musicians in New Jersey in relation to the new Queen movie that's coming out.
Oh, jeez. Are you gonna be like one of those videos like that Foo Fighters where they got like 10,000 people to play drums to learn to fly or some shit in a field, and they're gonna be like everyone's got to sing the chorus to Bohemian Rhapsody in a field?
Are you dressing like Freddie Mercury?
Anyway, so that's gonna come out at some point.
No,
and
He's like, I'm Billy Celsius. Sorry, that was bad.
William Barometer.
BTG rocks on the Xbox.
For me,
I'm Hugh O'Kane.
For me, it's E-Rock Radio across the board, but more importantly, for the show, it's Erik Nagel across the board. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe to all of those things. Follow all of those things if you can. And, of course, call our phone number, 651-764-8437. That's 651-SMITHERS. Leave a message, and it could be used on a future show. All right?
I want all the sexy messages. I want them directed towards me.
Okay, I will make sure to delete those.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
Until the next time, Gittles.
Have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel. And that's all the time we have. Follow the show at It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Unless we do something stupid or something better comes along. We'll be back next time.